Friday Night Flies. Take it away, Scotty.
All right, it's Friday Night Flies. Welcome back. We're here at Spud Valley Sporting Goods, 1380 Birch Street, downtown Pemberton. Woo! Brought to you by Pemberton Fish Finder. That's where that's who we like going fishing with.
Stand up for a second.
Always.
Stand up for a second. Shout out to Reddington. Reddington.
Hey, there you go.
Waiters, man. Great waiters.
Great
As
waiters.
you can see, we're in a little bit of a rush to get our bus to the
Riders,
lake.
great glasses.
Yeah.
I'm coming right off a tour straight to here and then straight back out there again.
Yeah, we're merchandise whores. So make sure you send all your gear to us. We'll give you shout outs. Anyhow, we're in a bit of a rush tonight because what's going on? We're going to the lake.
We're trying to get to the lake.
There's a hatch on right now.
Hatch is on.
We know that because
The sun
one of our guides are down there right now, and it's continual texts of like 18,
Where are you?
20-inch rainbows.
Where are you?
Yes.
Whew.
So we're going to get right to the fly right now, Scotty.
All right, we'll take it right
Let's go
down there. So yeah, we're Friday Night Flies. I'm Boulder, Pemberton Fish Finder, all that jazz. Join us on Facebook. I don't have an example of the fly, but we're going to make one here. So it is a woolly bugger styled fly. It's called the Montana Mayhem. It was created
Before you get too ahead of yourself, let's tell people what you've done to the shank there.
Oh yeah, we will. We'll get there. So okay, as I'll yap continually on through this video. But
the thing is like when it's on the hook there, but what we see, I can actually see what's going on. It's like it's magnified.
Oh, I guess so. That's
and
true.
It looks like it's about a 8 or 9-aught hook.
So you're looking at I left my hook at home, but this hook works great. You want to use a streamer hook between 6 and 8 is what you're looking for. We have a cone head on here. And this particular pattern works really good with the black cone head, anywhere from a 1/4 ounce up to the 3/16. We've got some lead wrap in there to make it heavy, get her down. And so what we've done is we've put a little thread down behind the lead weight to keep it from sliding, and then we've done a couple of wraps through the lead and whatnot, and we've worked our thread back. So next what we've done is we've taken 2 to 3 plumes of Marabou to make the tail, depending on how thick. You can see this is pretty sparse. Been making a lot of these flies in the last 2 weeks, and so it's getting pretty thin. So I got 3 here.
I'm laughing because I've been doing the same thing with the moto minnow, like a lunatic.
Yeah, we've been tying motos and this pattern like crazy for the last week. Anyways, you're gonna stack them all up, and we're gonna tie it on. The tail's gonna be about the length of the hook itself, and we're just gonna tie it on there. So I created this pattern because I had a gentleman out on tour with me from Montana, and he was telling me all about the browns, and we were throwing the moto because that's what we're throwing for bull trout, white fleshy patterns. And he just kept going on and on about, oh yeah, but right now the browns are hitting black and green, anything that has an olive to it. And he was fishing with us for 2 days. So on the first night, I went back and I was like, you know what? He hadn't caught a fish. I had caught in a bunch. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to tie up something that he has confidence in. So I tied up this pattern. That's where this has come from. So this is a shout out to Frank from Montana. And so the next morning I showed up and I tied this on him. I was like, now this buddy is special just for you. And he didn't get one in the net, but he was smashing fish all day. And his buddy, who is a rookie, who has never fly fished before, came out.
Do they run barbless hooks in Montana?
No.
Well, that could be a difference. The difference between a barbless hook and a barbed hook, night and day.
Yeah, you got to know how to set the hook out here.
And
you got to catch the fish.
And keep it tight.
That's the difference out here. I keep telling people, you got to catch that fish. He's not going to catch himself. But either way, this all of a sudden started just whacking fish left, right, and center all day for him. He couldn't set the hook, but that's all right. So I kept using it for the next couple of days, and it was just on fire. Cutties and rainbows. I took it on the river, cutties and rainbows. Took it on the lake, rainbow, rainbow, rainbow. So it was pretty fun. So we got our tail on there, and then as I was yapping, I've put my chenille on. And next I'm going to grab this Grizzly saddle hackle. So we use the saddle one because it's nice and soft and it flows more than your dry fly hackle. So don't get those two confused.
That looks a lot like woolly bugger's saddle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is, yeah. And so we're going to tie it in from the tip because I want the length. See how it gets longer and longer? I want that length up near the head of the fly so it has a good movement over the body when it's in the river. So I'm going to get this on here. Just tie that tip in right back to the tail. Get that all the way forward. All right, so grab your chenille, fill in that body. You could always put a little flash in the tail. I don't. Throughout the week I've tried a bunch of different variations of this pattern. The original did not have any flash in it, and then I've tried a whole bunch of different flashes, and I just keep nailing them on the one without flash. So there, flash. I don't know. So you got your body in, wrap it up, secure it, get rid of the tag, and then just take this hackle, wrap it up. We don't want the wraps to be too tight. So that's a good 5 or 6 wraps. I'm going to get some extra wraps right around the head so it kind of bulks up a bit. And you notice I got rid of all those fluffy fibers at the end before we tied that in. Alright, so we got that in. And then the last step for a little boulder bling. I don't need to make a dubbing loop. What am I doing? That was my other variation. So I do another variation of this where I make a dubbing loop and I use this dubbing here, which is the Spirit River Lightning dubbing in the olive. It's this really nice green, almost like a chartreuse, but an olive and black mix. And so you can, if you don't have access to this hackle, you can make a dubbing loop, and instead of the hackle, use this and do your wraps going up the body. It works just as well. And so we're going to put a good little collar right behind that bead here, and see, by doing that as well, it forces all that hackle back in the direction that I want it to be. Put a little bit more in there, pull that hackle back, and give it a nice little, there we go, that's what we're looking for. Whip finish tool, right behind the cone, 1, 2, 3. And if you watch me tie, I always like to do it. Oh, I might just be doing it once tonight because I just pulled too hard, broke my thread. So it's on there. Little Velcro. Pick that stuff out.
We all run the Velcro strips now.
What's that?
We all run the Velcro now. It's awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah, just pull a little bit of that dubbing out, and that is Montana Mayhem. Boom! Boom! Try it. It's amazing. I was never a fan of black
Montana Mayhem.
Black woolly bugger streamers in the river. I've done them in the lakes, never in the river. But this thing has just been pop, 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 pop. It's my fly for March.
It's sexy, dude. It is so sexy.
Let's take us up. Let's get us out of here.
Yeah, I'm getting the hell out of here.
Because my arms need to do some rowing in a pontoon. Anyways, I'm Boulder. Thanks for watching us. It's Friday Night Flies. And we'll be back again next week with some more great patterns. Join us then. Hey!